Welcome to the Weapon Power Baron tutorial. I am Salvason. This is a PoA Silver ranked game. I'm in a party of 3 and we are against a party of 3. What you see me do at the very start is I wait a couple of extra seconds to get enough gold to buy a third health potion. Helps a ton in lane with Baron. He's mana hungry, he's got low health, he's just weak early game. Scarf is actually really good against Baron. Baron has a very slow walk speed. His Spitfire more than often lands on him, and when he adds the goop to it, it hurts a ton. So this is not going to be an easy lane for me. It's going to be difficult. And I chose this game because I have a lot of trouble early on. As, you know, if you're against a Baron and you're kind of good at all, you're going to give Baron a hard time early on because Baron's a really bad character early game. He's really designed for late game. You can see right now that there's a little fight happening at the shop. I'm not going down to help. Baron really can't do much. I have to focus on getting CS. Getting my gold per minute up, keeping it high is how you help your team with Baron. So they back off. Scarf is just fearlessly in my face. He knows I can't do much to him early game. So he's just kind of doing whatever he wants. He's in my bush. It's fine. With Weapon Power Baron, early CS is a little bit difficult. What you'll see me do a lot of is I'll try to time it so I can land an auto attack as my A hits, like you saw me do right there to get that big creep. That'll help you get your creep score up dramatically. It's dramatically easier to do that than just straight auto attack. His autos are super weak early on with one item, and the A's are pretty weak too with only 1 point in it. So you'll see me very, very often do an auto and an A at the same time. And I'm really not even worried about hitting Scarf at all right now. I don't have much power early game. I just want my creep score up. You'll also see me not rotate down to store for the same reason, which is what my team is backing off. They know I'm not going to come down there and help them. I don't have the character for it, so they're not really going to try to fight. You don't want to be doing 3v3 early team fights when you're Baron. CS is pretty good right now. I'm at 25 CS at 2.5 minutes. It's not absolutely perfect, but it's very close. So that's what you need to have with Baron. If your CS is not good, if you're not good at CSing, Baron might not be the character for you to play right away with. You really have to get good at that to make him playable. Now, this is something I shouldn't be doing. It's really good to hold your B at all times early game for an escape. If you use it to jump in like that, I'm getting greedy with CS. Look what happens to me. I don't have my escape. I don't have enough mana for it. I get destroyed. So always hold on to that B for escape. If I had my B, I'd be alive right now. So that's an error on my part. Excuse me. Great example of why whenever you see a Baron jumping in like that when there's no need to do it, it's almost always the wrong move. So try to avoid doing that like I just did. You saw, why immediately. Now using it early like this, you get a little bit of a speed boost. You'll see me do that out of base almost every single time. I've got a couple of health potions. Try to look at your health potions like mana potions too, especially with Weapon Power Baron, because you're not really going to have anything that gives you mana regen. So don't be afraid to hold a bunch of health potions and to pop one just so you can get extra mana. I can hurt Scarf a little bit now, so he's not as brave as he was being before. You see them invading my jungle. I think they've kind of picked up that I'm not really trying to leave lane, but they're so deep in there, and I know that Scarf is way back there, so I come down because it's not going to be a 3v3, it's just going to be a 3v2. Scarf comes, and I kind of want out at this point. This is not what we want to be doing. I just want to be in lane and farming, but they forced the fight successfully, so that's great for them. They know we don't want to fight on early, so they did a good job forcing it. Jump a little bit too far away. I probably could have got that jewel if I jumped a little bit closer to the fight. But you know what? All is not lost. We didn't lose the fight, so that's good enough when you're Baron on an early game fight. Now this is me not paying attention. I should have recognized what was going on there and backed up. That Scarf played that perfectly. Not much I can do there. It's really nearly impossible to dodge a nice Spitfire from a nice A attack from Scarf, and once he puts the goop down, what do? Do I walk into him and die, or do I walk into the goop and die? So he played that perfectly. Really showcased why it's so difficult to play Baron versus Scarf. If you're out of position at all, like I just was, you're going to die early game. Now later on, a different story, but for right now, he's got the upper hand. So the first item I purchased here is a tension bow. It's a little bit different. Most people don't get tension bow. They usually go Sorrow Blade first. Well, here's why I go tension bow. There's a couple of reasons. There's three main reasons. As I am out of position and get attacked. I'll go into tension bow after this fight's over. They're really focused on me. I don't know how, they must have experience playing against Barons because they know I'm a threat and they're really trying to keep me down this game. But back to why I start with tension bow. So, number one, as I've been saying this entire time, Baron is horrible early game. Tension bow is an early game item. So it helps him not be so bad early game. You can see they're just camping me at this point. I got the whole team sitting in lane. Now I'm pinging their jungle because it's like, hey, if they're going to camp lane, let's punish them by invading their jungle. There's a downside to doing what they're doing, which is it leaves their jungle wide open. So that's why you see me pinging jungle over here. So they're really focused on taking me out. Jules camping that bush over there. So I'm down 1-3. Like I said, this is going to be a rough start for me. I don't start off good in this game, but I purposely chose this clip to go over to kind of show what Baron's capable of as long as he gets his CS and his build going. But yeah, back to tension bow. So it gives Baron an early game where he otherwise wouldn't have one. It's a very inexpensive item. So a second reason is, you know, with this build, we're going tension bow, we're going breaking point, and we're going double crucible. So that right there happened because I had tension bow. Without tension bow, you're not going to see that kind of burst out of Baron early game. So at this point, I can fight Scarf right now, which otherwise I wouldn't be able to do. So tension bow, as you just saw, is extremely important on Baron early game. Yeah, so it being inexpensive is important because our whole entire build, tension bow, breaking point, double crucibles, very expensive build. I'm sorry, what am I saying crucible for? Tension bow, breaking point, double crucible is a very expensive build, so it helps lower the cost of the overall build. And the third thing is, late game weapon power Baron with the double crucible build, it does so much damage, the other team is forced to stack armor. If they don't stack armor, it's game over. Thank you very much. So they have to stack armor, and they will if they're worth anything in this game. So that armor pairs that you get from tension bow it has so much value to where normally the downside for tension bow is that it's really kind of falls off late game and mid game. With Baron, that's not the case. It shines late game with Baron because that armor pierce is so important. He does so much damage that, to me, tension bow is just the ideal item to have on him, early game and late game. They had a great team fight right there. They destroy us. They collect the gold miner at full capacity. It's great for them. I finished my breaking point, so now it's on to getting the crucible done. Some people may start building a reflex block at this point, and if that's your playstyle, go for it. My playstyle in this match is I'm against two pretty squishy targets, Jewel and Scarf. So, I mean, look at this right here. I have that damage output to where I can initiate a fight where I'm at maybe 80% health, he's at 100% health, and I can still win it. This is Baron's combo, which allows me to burst like what you're seeing happening here, and this is how you do it. So the sequence is, first you want to B, so you want to jump, and then while you're in the air, you want to target your A. So the A should be hitting them as you land. Now when you land, you want to target them for your auto attack, and thanks to their B that you just did, you'll have two come out super fast. And as soon as you hit them to auto attack, you want to do another A. And that should be very, very easy to hit because your first A slows them down. So now you've got two A's and two auto attacks hit them. And then you've got time to flip in another auto attack. So all in all, you've got 3 auto attacks and you've got 2 A's that hit them, which is 5 hits in a very, very, very short amount of time. This is the burst combo that you see me do, and why when I jump in on somebody, you're seeing their health just drop down so quickly. So at this point, even though I started off really low, I'm at 84 CS at 10 minutes. I'm about 15 CS off. I've got 3 kills. So I'm kind of on pace where I need to be. I'm beating Scarf in lane, which is good. Which I wasn't expecting to, because honestly, Scarf should be beating me in lane. Excuse me. But I'm at a point now, I've had a nice power spike, but they can still kill me, so I've got to be careful. You see me still dropping my auto attacks with my A's to make sure. At this point, I know what they're doing. That Jewelers will be in that bush at all times to kill me. So you see me stay a little bit back and get ready for it. They're really, really intent on killing me. I want to say, I have a feeling that we just played this team and they saw what happened with a late game Baron game against me, and that's why they're focusing so hard on me. But you see what I'm doing here with my BP stacks getting up. So I'm feeling comfortable right now. At 11 minutes to be this much of a threat with Baron is a treat, because normally you don't see this till around 13, 14, 15 minutes. So I'm happy to be this strong this early on. Even though the game started off terribly for us, this is where we're at now. This Finn is just getting way too cocky. He gets a kill, but so do we. Yeah, you'll see me have my health potion on. This is what I was talking about earlier. My health, I don't really need it that much, but I need the mana. So you'll see me use the health potion. This Jewel is not giving up. I don't even know if she's clearing her jungle camps. She's in my lane so much. I've got a good amount of gold, so I'd like to spend it, but I don't want to miss out on CS. I could jump in on Scarf right here, but I'm kind of worried about that Jewel being there. Once I see that he's not, I get a little bit more confident, but then Scarf just backs up. So the threat of the Jewel being there, at least is kind of, and she's there right again. I've got a ton of gold right now. I just want to go back home and shop, but they're not letting up. This is a very aggressive game. One thing you'll see me do if you look in this fight, the way it starts, I'm really not like too worried about diving and killing their carry. If all they'll give me is the tank, their roam, I'll just stay on the outskirts and just build up my BP stacks. And once they come for me, I want to back up. They do a great job killing me there. I think our run died a little bit too early. But don't try to force anything with Baron. If all they give you is the tank, just take it and just build your BP stacks up. You really, really, really want to build up before you go in. I use the ult a lot too to kind of get the BP stacks going. That's a huge thing. But until you have around 10 or so stacks, I don't like to just kind of jump in there into a team fight. At this point, I have 3 items complete. I'm working on my second Crucible. And once you get that second Crucible, it's pretty much game over. There's not much anyone can do against a double Crucible Baron, especially with Tension Bow. Even if they build armor, you got the armor pierce, and it's more than enough just to tear through anybody. So I'm 5-5 right now. I really haven't broken out. I haven't started carrying. And I think this team fight is where I kind of start to shine, because I have 3.5 items done, so I'm pretty strong. This Scarf is after me. He's playing very, very, very well. My roam does amazing by giving me that Vanguard. That was perfect. I've got a ton of breaking point stacks, and it allows me to clean up pretty easily here. So Here's the, it doesn't say triple kill, but I killed all 3 of them. So we went from 5-5 to 8-5. And I've got a ton of gold. This is really where Baron starts to shine. We're at that 14-15 minute mark that I was talking about, to where, I mean, this is just perfect. Getting those 3 kills and getting 2 turrets is giving me a ton of gold. I don't want to fight that Scarf. Now the Scarf sees I'm pretty low, so he's like, hey, I'll kill this Baron in 2 or 3 hits. But my damage right now is extremely high, so not the best thing for him to do right now. He did stop us from getting that minion miner, though. I guess might be worth it, you know, save 900 team gold from going over to us. I've got 2,500 gold though. I'm low health. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go shop. So here we are with double Tyrants, and I can buy my reflex block. So being able to finish my last Tyrant and get a reflex block, at this point, I have everything I want. I mean, I also would like an infusion, which I'll probably pick up soon. But even without the infusion, Baron is a nightmare to deal with in this state. Getting here at 15 minutes, I mean, you can get there a little bit earlier, but this is good timing. I guess that was a... I don't like that they started that fight like that, but they did, so here we are. He's just going so deep. Finn by himself is difficult. You see me just kind of wailing on him right here. I've got 16 stacks, so when I go in to hit Jewel, she's just gonna melt. I'm at 17 stacks now. Now right here, I'm hitting this minion miner because whenever you auto attack, the cooldown on your B goes down. So I wanted my B to be up faster, so if you ever have your B on cooldown, just attack whatever's next to you. Every single hit lowers the cooldown by, I think, 2 or 3 seconds, whatever it ends up being, so you'll jump faster. That's why you saw me do that. It's another triple kill. I went from 5-5 a little bit earlier to 7 kills in a row. Now I'm at 12-5, so that's pretty pretty big swing in the whole entire game. I have my weapon infusion now. Travel boots, just, you know, why not? And with the weapon infusion, I mean, they couldn't deal with me before. Now it's just adding on to it, right? So at this point, when you have this build, Baron is a completely unfair character to deal with. Like, it's the most OP thing in the game, in my opinion. Nothing can stop it. Just nothing. If you play it correctly.